and welcome to Monday Space and Air with Ayomide Adefejide. Today I have with me Dr. Kayyali Mohammed, who is an entrepreneur, scientist, innovator, advisor, and author. He's also the president of International Federation of ICT in the US, which has been shortlisted by the United Nations. He runs a business consulting management firm and an IPTV business channel with the Time Business News and USA. In addition, he was awarded the scientist grade by the Queen of the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for making time out to be with me today, Dr. Kayyali. It's my absolute pleasure to have you on board.
Yes, I can hear you, and thanks for having me.
Awesome. So my first question to you is introduction to yourself and lead us through your career in space and any other interesting thing you might want to share.
Okay, my background is both academic and business, so I have a very good experience and very strong background in academic because I was a researcher at University of California, Santa Barbara, and then I moved to the business side. That was like 20 years ago, perhaps, and I started developing different business for different enterprises as a consultant. And 15 years, since 15 years, I started creating our own group of companies, which is a series of companies in different disciplines. We have technology services, and we have other business consulting. We have a space industry, which is a Kaiser Space. We have International Federation for ICT standards, and of course, we created something called DNBC, which is an IPTV business channel, next to our Time Business News, which is a beautiful Google News platform for press and news. So we have a group of companies, and we start enhancing each company's aside. But basically, what attracted me to the space is because I believe the space is no longer for developed countries, and now is the chance to promote the space innovation and industry to developing countries, especially in Asia and East Asia, Middle East, and South America. So that was the concept why we have created the Space Foundation.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you are a scientist. What does that entail? And any other
Yeah, because I publish a lot of papers, and I have 5 books, and basically I have a patent theory. It's an image processing theory. It's computer science. So it's a very old theory. It's like 25 years old. So it becomes famous by time, and it has been used in many open sources and many applications. So the Queen of the UK, she was the head of Science Council, that they awarded me a scientist grade next to my fellowship. Yeah,
that's good. So how would you define your role in the industry, and who would you say are maybe the major players, and how does your role interact with them?
Are you speaking about the space?
Yes.
Okay, we are acting as a nonprofit organization. It's 7 years old NGO. We are based in the US, and we believe that we are the only, perhaps the only space NGO in the world that gather more than 200 members. They came from different aerospace industry from different countries, and as I said, we are an NGO, so we care about science. We look at for science sake instead of making money, because we're not acting as a profitable companies. But we have a great vision because we started 7 years ago. So we have a very strong fingerprint in the space industry. And we have very good references in terms of missions that we have developed in different countries. So, yeah.
How did you transition into this role? And what has been the challenge, and any advice that you have to young professionals out there?
Okay. My role as president of this KSF Space Foundation, it's a nomination, and we have board members who are in charge of each committee. So each committee has a president, or let's say an officer. We call it an officer. So we have different committees, and we took the challenge that we need to provide something unique to the nation. We don't want to copy and paste other ideas. We need to be innovators. So we started giving something in terms of education. We invented something called the NEP certification. That was in 2017. This is our core business. And the NEP stands for Nanosatellite Engineering Professional Certification. And it's the only certification which concerns nanosatellite engineering in a professional executive education. So we trying to assemble a committee for the NAP certification. So we publish a course book. It's 200 pages. And we start promoting the NAP certification based on the training and on online classes. And in 2017, we've made the cover with the Saturn News magazine. So in Saturn News magazine in 2017, February 2017, they put us in the cover. So we made the cover because it was like a story to tell for space industry. So since that moment, we have a very strong reputation in terms of training in nanosatellite engineering professional certifications, and we have more than 1,700 candidates who get enrolled in our training program. And this is something that we are proud of. Then we start thinking about different other activities. So we start develop the idea to have our own international conference for small satellites. So we invented something called MNSAT, the Micro Nano Satellite Conference, and it was supported by IEEE. So we developed two versions in 2017 and 18. So we have a lot of published papers with IEEE, of course. And the MNSAT conference actually is steered by a separate committee. So we have different committee. And then we have been thinking about why don't we have our own CubeSat technology in-house made to make it the most affordable CubeSat in the space industry. So we started creating another committee. They're full of engineers and electronics engineers, and we innovate something called the cheapest CubeSat kit. And yeah, it's actually the most affordable CubeSat kit in the world. And because we are nonprofit, so we have built something called a suborbital CubeSat kit. It's ready to fly for any suborbital level. And it comes with the training, it comes with the professional certifications, and of course, the kit it's very easy to assemble. And coding, developing the programming for the kits, and it's very beautiful. So we start also success in selling these kind of kits. So we sold many kits to many countries and universities, colleges. Now we are working on our second model. It will be an orbital CubeSat kit, and it should be ready by 2024. So it will be a bit more expensive comparing with the basic model, which is a suborbital model, but we're expecting it will be a tremendous kit, because at the end of the day, it's most one of the most affordable kits over there. And finally, we decided to go for another project, which is we called it a Jupiter project. Jupiter is a suborbital rocket. So we believe that so many people and so many universities, they are developing their own CubeSat, but they would like to test it. So this is why we have decided to take the chance to build a Jupiter rocket. So Jupiter rocket is a collaboration between KSF Space and Kansas University in the US. And right now we are building a Jupiter rocket, and it should be ready for test flight in the next summer this year. It's a suborbital level, and we are hitting the speed of 3.1 Mach. And this is going to be 4 meters rocket that carrying 3 CubeSats as a payload. Yeah.
That's all awesome stuff. Well done, Dr. Kayyali. But most definitely, your journey into space has come with its own peculiar challenges. What would you consider are the challenges, and what is your advice to young professionals how to overcome those challenges and obstacles when they get to see it?
Challenges, I believe, my personal advice to anyone who would like to build a startup in space industry, he need to bring something unique to the market. If you are planning to copy others, most probably you're not going to success, because it's not something unique. So I believe you need to consider unique ideas. Number two, I would say go with a minimum budget. You don't have to start big. Start with the minimum budget that you can go for. Try to build a prototype at the just to prototype to demonstrate your success. And I believe by time you'll be able to create a very strong reputation concerning your unique and innovative idea.
My last question to you is, what direction do you foresee the industry is going? And do you predict, what do you predict will be the demand for young professionals, and how can they get more involved?
So many challenges, I believe, and there's a good forecast that there's a huge need for small satellites in the near future. We're talking about 10 years from now. So we have like more than 6,000, 7,000 CubeSats to be built in the next 10 years. So there's a very huge demand. So all these industries, they need sort of consulting services. They need like I don't know, launching services. They need maintenance services and training. So if people would consider building CubeSat or small satellite is the main target, that would be fine. But you need to consider other services accompanying the industry of small satellites. And I believe there's a very strong need for small satellite in terms of remote sensing, telecommunication, internet connection, you know, and perhaps like monitoring. So there are a lot of applications like agricultures. So wherever your application going for, you need to consider something unique and build something that make people and make the others proud of, you know.
Do you have any concluding remarks?
Don't have a specific remarks, but as I mentioned again, it's a promising industry, small satellite, and it's a huge industry which called predicting like up to $1.5 billion in the next decade. So yeah, I strongly recommend startups to consider small satellite industry as one of the hungry sectors in the future.
Thank you so much for that. If people have questions for you or they want to connect with you, how can they do that?
Okay, they have my LinkedIn profile. You can share my LinkedIn profile, and you can share my my email, mk@casifspace. So I will be sharing this with you later.
Thank you so much for honoring my invitation to speak with me today. From us at MTSTA and Air, we want to wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors, and have a good one.
Thank you so much. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.